The overall standings after 11 events. It's Ben Smith with an 8-point lead over Mat Fraser. 200 points on the line here in these final two events. Cole Sager, who was a rookie last year, sits in third, but he's trying to hold off Björgvin Gudmundsson out of Iceland. Noah Olsen, in his second year of the CrossFit Games, finished 8th last year. He's trying to work his way onto the podium, as is Dan Bailey, who has never finished outside the top 10 of the CrossFit Games in 4 appearances, and Scott Panchik, another man in contention for a possible spot in the top 3. The first event, Pedal to the Metal 1, and it starts with that diabolical pegboard. And
I love the setup. A 6-minute time cap, 3 pegboard ascents, 24-calorie rows, 16-calorie bike, and 8 dumbbell squat snatches at 100 pounds. This workout is no joke, but it's going to be something a lot of these guys have never, ever dealt with before.
The final heat of the second to last event of the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games underway. 51 reps. That's the magic number these men need to hit. It starts with 3 ascents up that pegboard.
And this is an object that I will guarantee the vast majority of these guys have never touched before. It's an object that you would have seen in your parents' high school gym and junior highs. I know that I've got to play with these a couple times, being a little bit older. We won't talk about that too much. But the object here is to keep those arms at a 90 degree and not let them go past that. You use your lats to really pull, but the second those arms get really elongated, you put a lot of time under tension on the grip and those biceps. What these guys need to do is go all the way up to the top and walk themselves all the way down without dropping.
The man who's doing that the best right now is the man you just saw, Spencer Hendel, on his second descent. He has one more to go. That's Mat Fraser.
Wow,
Fraser trying to get to the top, and he has to control his descent. Ben Smith is right next to them, so the two keeping a close eye on each other.
Now, they were told that they could use their feet, but it really doesn't help. So the athletes that try to use that and climb up with their feet is really going to affect them quite a bit. They got to keep their body close to the wall and use their arms, exactly what Spencer Hendel's doing. He's basically putting on a clinic right now.
Hendel is just about done with this thing. It's impressive that he can haul himself up there. This guy is 6'2", 215, and now onto the rower, and this is really going to benefit him. He has to knock out 24 calories.
It's amazing that such a tall athlete is going to handle gymnastic-type movements the way he does, because where the field does not want a long, tall athlete is on the rower. He will absolutely smash this portion as well as once again on the assault bike.
Scott Panchik is on the rower as well, as is Dan Bailey. The leader's name will be highlighted in blue at the top of your screen. His reps will continue to ascend. The men to his right in red, the number in the white box will indicate how many reps they are behind the leader, Ben Smith. The overall leader is now done, and Mat Fraser got to the rower ahead of him. Fraser is on the left in the yellow shorts. Smith is on the right. Ben Smith came in with an 8-point lead over Mat Fraser in the overall standings. You earn points based on your placement. 100 for a win, 94 for second, and then we work our way on down. Assuming that these two men finish in the top 10 of these events, Mat Fraser has to beat Ben Smith by 2 spots on the leaderboard. If that doesn't happen, and they finish below that, then it gets a little crazy. Spencer Hendel is on the assault bike. He has 16 calories to go. Right next to him in the blue shorts and sunglasses is Dan Bailey, who's a crowd favorite here. And Mat Fraser is done with his row, and Fraser will move into 3rd place, and he is ahead of the man that he needs to beat in this event, Ben Smith.
Ben Smith cannot let Mat Fraser get that far ahead or have anyone in between. This is what happened exactly in event 11 as well. He can't have any people separate him, so if he lets Matt get ahead of him here, he's going to have to beat him in the next event.
Spencer Hendel getting set to close out his 16-calorie assault bike. If you've ever been on this thing, you know it is an all-out assault on your system, and Hendel is done. Now it's 8 squat snatches with a 100-pound dumbbell.
And Spencer Hendel is no stranger to heavy weights overhead. It's not going to be an issue for him at all.
And Mat Fraser in the yellow shorts is leaving Ben Smith behind him. Hendel is done, and he's threatening to demolish Nathan Bramlett's leading time of 5:53. Mat Fraser shouldn't have any trouble with this dumbbell. This guy can move weight and he can move it quickly. Dan Bailey in the blue shorts in the middle of the screen is trying to push Fraser for second overall, but with every rep, Mat Fraser puts more distance between himself and overall leader Ben Smith.
And look at what Mat Fraser's doing. He gets the weight up overhead, he launches the dumbbell forward. That's a super smart technique because that's where he has to go, is move up to that next marker.
Spencer Hendel on the left is getting set to win this event. Mat Fraser on the right, more importantly, is beating Ben Smith. Hendel is across the finish line. He will receive 100 points. If Fraser can finish second, he'll lock up 94, and then he needs some help as Ben Smith is behind him.
And he's getting the help because he has Dan Bailey and Scott Panchik that's sitting between him and Ben Smith.
Mat Fraser finishing second, and now he will wait and see what that man will do. If Ben Smith can come in right behind Fraser, he will do some damage control, but Dan Bailey, who's in the blue shorts at the bottom right, bottom middle of your screen, Bailey working through his last dumbbell snatch, and Dan Bailey gets in, and that's huge for Mat Fraser. Ben Smith will finish, and now Scott Panchik is in.
And we're going to have to get out your abacuses and calculators for this one because with Dan Bailey sliding in there, Ben Smith was able to hold out Scott Panchik. It's going to be really tight with the numbers.
Unofficially, Mat Fraser's going to pick up 10 points on Ben Smith. Smith had an 8-point lead coming into this event. So in pedal to metal 2, that man will have the lead by just 2 points. These are the standings coming in. Smith at the top, followed by Fraser and Sager. And we're up against the 6-minute time cap. We have a 2-minute reset before we hit pedal to the metal 2, and Ben Smith is going to have to beat that man, Mat Fraser. Pedal to the metal 2 to close out the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games, and unofficially Mat Fraser in the yellow shorts has a 2-point lead over Ben Smith. So it's pretty simple. Fraser wins, he wins the title of fittest on earth. If Ben Smith wins, he will take the gold medal.
And look at the repetition here. Ben Smith looks unbelievable on those handstand push-ups. Matt got a little wobbly. Matt in the yellow shorts on the left side of the screen actually came off the wall. Those seconds are going to be very important as they work their way through these particular pieces.
And Ben Smith is done first. He gets all 12 and on to the rower. For 24 calories, 60 is the magic number. Whoever wins between Ben Smith and Mat Fraser will be crowned the fittest man on earth. Fraser off the wall again, and Ben Smith is opening up a lead.
This is huge for Ben Smith. I can't believe that Matt keeps coming down. He must have worked too hard on the last part of the event, but now Matt is down to singles. This is like a gift for Ben Smith.
Fraser with 1 to go, and he can't lock it out. Meanwhile, Ben Smith continues to work on the rower. 7 times at the CrossFit Games, on the podium twice. Both times he was third. He has never won. And a no rep for Mat Fraser.
This is where frustration is totally starting to set in. This is exactly what happened on the rope climb. He starts going too soon. He's not totally ready to get it, and he starts failing and failing and failing. He needs to stop for a second, take a breath. Otherwise, he's going to keep missing, and then this event is completely over for him.
And Mat Fraser now just want to stay on the podium. Smith is done with 24. Onto the assault bike for 16 calories.
So unreal right now. Ben Smith looks amazing. He knows he's ahead, and he knows he has the room. So this is where he can just start smiling and get moving.
Mat Fraser into the rower for 24 calories, and he's going to have to set some records to catch Ben Smith. 60 is the number that Ben Smith is looking to hit. He's your leader. Dan Bailey's right behind him. Bailey, another man who has not been on the podium, would love to get there here in his 5th try. Cole Sager began the day in a spot for a podium. He's trying to hang on to that. Ben Smith in the white shorts is beating the man in the yellow shorts, Mat Fraser, who has the overall lead coming into this event by just 2 points. And Ben Smith is almost done with his 16-calorie row. Next to him is Cole Sager.
So impressive of Ben Smith right now. Just ahead of the pack. He looks great. And the thing is he actually gets to rest. He gets to rest because he doesn't have to beat anybody else but Mat Fraser.
Ben Smith putting on a belt. 2 kettlebells that weigh 203 pounds each await him. He needs to deadlift them 8 total times. But first he needs to pick them up and walk them to that number 2. Cole Sager is right next to him. Cole Sager currently sits in 4th place behind Bjorgman Gudmundsson, who's trying to hang on to that final spot on the podium.
Ben
Smith has those up.
Ben needs to be very careful. He can't look ahead. He has to tend to what needs to happen right now, which is walk down on those abs, get that midsection really tight, and drive through this. He can't think that he hasn't won yet. He's got to finish what he needs to do.
Mat Fraser, meanwhile, is closing the gap and threatening to pull even with Ben Smith. Smith is in the white shorts, Fraser in the yellow. Smith with a no rep, and Mat Fraser has a door to make a comeback. The crowd at the StubHub Center has not sat down since this thing began, and they are trying to will these athletes to the finish line. Ben Smith is through 2. He will walk forward to the number 4. Mat Fraser will start on his first 2 reps. Whoever wins between these 2 men win the title of the fittest man on earth. Meanwhile, Spencer Hendel threatening to win yet another event. He's on the left in the blue shorts. Ben Smith, 1 rep to go, and then another walk forward. But Mat Fraser on his left, on the left of your screen, as Mat Fraser walks forward. Spencer Hendel will win the event, but this is for all the marbles. Ben Smith is done. 2 more to go. Mat Fraser is trying to keep pace. And here comes Mat Fraser. Dan Bailey is threatening to beat Mat Fraser. Bjorgman Gudmundsson is on the left. Fraser got no rep. 1 to go for Ben Smith. His gym shares the name of Superman's home planet. But today, Superman does not wear a red cape. He wears a CrossFit Games jersey and a gold medal. Ben Smith is the fittest man on earth. Fraser had the lead coming in, but it was the deficit handstand push-ups that proved to be his undoing. Dan Bailey will lock up a 3rd place finish in this event. Bjorgman Gudmundsson, who is 5th in the event and Panchik is 6th. 7 times at the CrossFit Games. Twice on the podium, never on top. That will change for Ben Smith. 1 rep for Mat Fraser, who was 2nd last year to Rich Froning, and Fraser will have to wait at least another year before he stands on top of the podium.
You can just see the frustration that Mat Fraser's feeling right now. He saw the gold medal just slip away from his hand, and he can't deal with that. He has to finish this, and this weight just gets heavier and heavier with every single step, not just physically, but mentally.
Mat Fraser gave it all he had in this event and actually pushed Ben Smith for the lead. And now just trying to finish up this event, and we'll see where it sorts out. This crowd saluting Mat Fraser as he finishes the event. Fraser will wind up in 17th place in this event after he finishes 8th in this heat with a time of 6:31.61 seconds. Ben Smith, the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games champion, and for the first time in his career, the fittest man on earth.
Your 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games champion is Ben Smith!
25 years old, out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Ben Smith once trained in his parents' garage in front of what is now one of the most famous refrigerators in all of CrossFit. He now owns his own affiliate, CrossFit Krypton, and he is the fittest man on earth.